What's going on, guys? So, back again. It's the third video today, trying to knock a few out. But, week 5, should all be caught up after this. Week 5 has been an interesting week. It was also a short week due to the fact that we were out of town last weekend and Monday for an off training day. Oh, wow, okay. So, week 5. Just a quick cover. We did Bradley Sims for me. We worked on Bradley platform, ammo ID, vehicle ID, the 240 Bravo, bore sight, the 25mm cannon. We did an ethics class. We did the tank platoon history, and then we also did the Warrior Challenge last day of the week. So, Bradley Sims, just like a big video game. Even with the Abrams Sims, they're like big video games. So those are actually a lot of fun. You do need to study the tank commands. Make sure that you know those. That also will help things to run a little smoother and you gate faster. Gating is when you go through and do all the implied task or specified task. Then you can actually do the fun stuff and like go through and run urban ops on the simulators. And it's just a lot more fun that way instead of being like so structured that you have to do these things. You can look around and play and try out the different ammos and shoot like a missile and stuff like that. Bradley platform. So the Bradley platform, it's not bad. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm a bigger guy. I'm like 6'1", 220, 230 pounds at any given time. I don't fit very well in there. Now, saying that, we got a guy in the class who's like 6'8", who somehow fits in there. I don't know how, but he does, and he can do it. So with the Bradleys, you're looking at how to start, open them, not so much the driving part yet, but then you're looking at the turret systems as far as how to power it up, how to switch between ammo, how to do bore sight as far as on the inside and the outside, because it normally takes 2 people to do that. And they're going to ask, like, what's the difference in a bore sight and then, like, zeroing your cannon. So that's going to be something that they look at. The 25mm, the cannon that's actually inside the turret. So you're going to be sitting in a turret and there's going to be a person here and here. In between you is a little bitty opening that the 25mm gun sits in. They're going to teach you how to tear that apart inside the turret, take it out, clear it, put it all back together, load it, all that, and you have a certain amount of time to do it. You're supposed to do it, I think, 35 minutes. Me and my crew member, we did it, I think, 11 minutes, right at 11. Once you know the little tricks and tips to make it go faster, it's not near as bad. I used to think, first time I looked at it, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to fit in here and pull all of this out and make it work. You really can, just pay attention to it when they're showing you all the little stuff. Ammo ID. So, at this point, you've probably been studying for ammo for a couple weeks now, if not longer than that if you know somebody who was in the course prior. Or you've been watching these videos, you might be looking at ammo and ID and vehicle ID sooner. Ammo ID. So you're going to learn the base plates of all the 120mm ammo. That's the stuff that the Abrams shoots. Then you're going to learn 25mm ammo. That's what the Bradley shoots. Then you're going to have other sizes like 7.62, 5.56, the 50 cal, which is also on the Bradley. Your 7.62 is known as coax, and then you've got, say 5.56? Yeah, 5.56. You're going to learn how to distinguish which one is what by like color casing, by the base plate, what platform it's on, what command goes with that ammunition, and what that ammunition is used for. So when you give the test, it's a 10-question test. The first 5 questions, you cannot miss any of them whatsoever. And the way it works is like they'll show you a round, and you'll see that it's a Sabo tank round, 120mm round. You'd be like, the command to use it is called Sabo, and then you'll put as the use is tank and tank-like targets. And then you may have a 25mm HE round, a high explosive round. You would put HE, truck and troops over 900 meters. Because trucks and troops under 900 meters are your coax or your 7.62. That's kind of the way the ammo goes. Now the bottom part is just what caliber is it. So if you see a tank round, write 120 millimeter. If you see a Bradley like 25 millimeter round, write 25 millimeter. If you see a 5.56, write 5.56. Don't go above and beyond on that stuff. Vehicle ID. Vehicle ID is tough. It can be done pretty quick. I'll admit I procrastinated on studying. I knew about it. I had flipped through it, but I hadn't really applied myself the way I needed to. Now, the night before, studied, did the practical exercises they had given us to look over. I got 46 out of 50 right. Missed one American vehicle. One. And I got considered a no-go. Now, not saying that I didn't do something wrong, but of half the people that all the people that failed, half of us missed that one vehicle. It wasn't a great picture, but you have 10 seconds to see the picture and 10 seconds to write your answer. And it's timed all the way through, all 50 slides. So it's pretty quick pace. That's a lot of the reason we missed it, is because the picture was a little blurry, a little dark. At initial glance, it looks like a tracked vehicle. It was the Stryker ICV. The body we could figure out, but the tracks, like everybody thinking it was tracked, kind of just threw us for a loop. We missed it, okay. Went back the next day. You have 20. They retrain you. 24 hours later, you take the test again, retest. All of us passed. Wasn't that bad. With the Bradley, you're going to do the 240 Charlie, not the 240 Bravo. So the 240 Charlie is the turret-mounted version. It's doesn't have a butt stock and all. It's got less parts on it. It's a lot easier to break down, clear, put back together. That one was not hard at all, so don't stress over it. You learn the, like I said, the bore sight for the Bradley. That's where you're going to have someone inside the tank and someone outside the tank. And there's a kit that you have to use where you put stuff into the barrel and you'll bore sight it off of a scope that's sitting inside the barrel, like almost with a hand, like with a rifle. You put a laser inside and you put your sights adjusted to it. You're doing the same thing, just on a tank. After that, the last day we had ethics. Well, we were supposed to have ethics. The teacher didn't show up, so kind of got a buy on that one. But I have a feeling that's going to come back to bite us in the butt at some point. We will have to have it. Okay. Not the most exciting thing, but we'll do it. Then we did a class on the tank platoon history, as far as how much it's changed since the Army introduced tanks, and like the size of the units, size of the platoons, like how many tanks they initially had. Like they started with 5, because when we started with tanks, the French are what gave us our inspiration as to a tank platoon, and they had 5. And initially, if you were the platoon leader, your tank didn't fight, you controlled 4 other tanks. Well, now a platoon has 4 tanks with 16 members. Each tank has 4. So now the platoon leader is fighting and controlling his other tanks at the same time. A little more work, but they, with the Abrams or the Bradley and stuff like that, they're so high tech at this point, it can pretty much run itself. You're just doing tank commands. Makes it a whole lot easier. Now there's other things that go on with it. Will you always be at 100% strength? No. Will you always be 100% trained? No. That's the goal, but rarely ever happens. The last thing, and I'm kind of upset I didn't get to do this with the shoulder injury, the Warrior Challenge. So they did a PT session type deal that you started. It was 7 sessions. So 7 sessions, 7 stations. You start at like with burpees for 7 minutes, and then you'll run a 400-meter lap. You'll do push-ups, run a 400-meter lap, do squats, run a 400-meter lap, do push presses. You did all those stations, and then at the end, you did a timed 2.13 mile run. And I say 2.13 because it's the trail they had us run is just a little over. And they say that a good goal to run that in after doing all that is about 17 and a half. Which, after doing all the previous exercises, you're going to be pretty smoked. But it's also set up for crews, so like your crew runs together and your scores are averaged, and then that goes into a final like overall for the best crew of the cycle. So it's one of those things. Let's see, now other than that, though, that was pretty much it for the week. It was vehicle ID, ammo ID, and then the platform training, and we tested out of our platform the same day. But now we are like setting up for gunnery. So I'm in 2nd platoon. We will go out Monday morning at 6. We'll stay overnight. So we'll do a daytime shoot, a nighttime shoot, a daytime shoot, and I believe that covers both platforms. And then platoons 4, 5, and 6 will come out and they'll do what we did, and we'll stay back and do classes that they've gotten the first couple of days. That's pretty much the next week in a wrap. If it's not the 2 platforms, it might just be Abrams, and then I know we also have gunnery the next week, and that might be the Bradleys, because we also qualify on the 50 cals with the Abrams also. So, like I said, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you're doing so much training and just repetitive motions that it kind of, this week felt really long, and yeah, it was not fun. But other than that, guys, not a whole lot for you. I'm going to try and stay on these videos a little better. Sorry that it kind of dragged out for you, but I'm got you caught back up, so it should be good now. And as soon as I come back in next week, hopefully Saturday morning, I'll hop up straight and do this video and get you ready to know what gunnery's like. Subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions, like I say, please put it down below. I will answer everything that I can. If I don't know it, I will find out for you and get you the best heads up possible. Like I say, I'm doing this because I want all of you to have a better understanding of what you're getting into, what to expect, and how to be better prepared. Did the same thing for OCS. Might make a video going a little more in depth. But y'all have a great weekend, and I'm going to get me some food and relax.